is your life destiny, that's the only reason to come into this. Otherwise, there's nothing here for them. And they're always going to feel deprived and feel like white supremacy is better. The next thing, grow up. I got to go in this area. Grow the fuck up. The grow up area is important because our people need to grow up in a lot of different ways. And I'm just going to deal with the whole grow up area, and I'm just going to deal with how we need to grow up in a lot of areas that are relative. Because, of course, we all know we need to grow up to black supremacy. Grow up to what we're dealing with really with this black man. Take a grown-up attitude to who our real enemy is, that he's never going to love us. We're never going to be equal to him. We need to grow up and accept that. That's an adult mindset. That's growing up to the reality of what life is. The white man is always going to be racist to black people. Grow up. He's always going to be out for himself. Wherever he can get over, he's always is going to. However he can get over on us, he always will. Grow up and realize that. That's childlike of us to think we're going to hold hands and we should overcome and live in a world where everybody's happy and floating around on little bunnies. That is a childlike Disney World attitude. It's never going to happen. Grow up, realize the reality of the world, become a black supremacy. The other mentality is a very childlike view of the world. While we're still getting shot down in the streets, we're still getting hung, lynchings are still going on today, we're filling up the prisons, now they're going trying to take over Africa. Grow up. We're never going to live in that beautiful, sweet world where we're holding hands with white people. It's never going to happen. It might be the American dream, but it will be a global nightmare. It's a reality. That we need to grow up. But it's a few levels other levels we need to grow up on. We need to actually become grown-up people on a spiritual level. A lot of concepts that we have are real babyish in the sense that we're scared of the world. We don't want to grow up on certain concepts, and I just want to put it down. For example, let's look at something simple like virginity. Women not losing their virginity, Not until they invented Facebook did I hear of women being 35 years old and being virgins. I've heard this on Facebook. I don't know how true it is, but this is what they say. My only response to that is grow the fuck up. Like, for real. Grown up people get to a point where they have sex. You follow what I'm saying? The whole feminist idea is even little girls that don't want to grow up. I'm going in deep. They don't want to grow up and be with a fucking man. You feel me? And have the real responsibilities of being with a man. They don't want to grow up to that. But that's what a grown woman does. A grown woman can step up and deal with a man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I teaching? Yeah. A grown woman is not scared to be in a relationship with a man. The childlike, immature ass want to be a teenager woman forever. Don't want to deal with a man. I want to go to the club and do this, and I want to be a Toys R Us kid. They don't want to grow up. Huh? I'm going in. Their biggest fear is that they're going to have to be with a man and grow up. That he's going to be like, where's my plate at? They don't want to grow up to that. And everything else, the whole feminist movement, the whole feminist black woman movement is the black woman does not want to grow up. Our mamas grew up. Our grandmama grew up. Some of our parents are not growing up till they become grandparents. And then the grandparent is the real mama. Because it took her 50 fucking years to grow up. So now the real mama of the child never grows up. Do she? So the grandmama raises the children. And while the grandmama still raising the mama. Do you hear me? We don't want to grow up. That's a problem in our community. The whole feminist movement means the black woman does not want to grow up to step in her divine role by nature with man. A grown woman has children. A little girl does not have children. You don't want to have children? Grow the fuck up. When you grow up, you can grow something else. Right? When a tree is grown, it has apples, right? An apple tree. Everything that grows up reproduces itself. That is a sign of that it has grown. Our people don't want, our women say we don't want to have children because we are still fucking children. And we have irresponsible social ideas of no responsibility for our society and our community by being feminists. We still having girl time. Huh? I'm going in. Still having Barbie time. Playing with Barbies. When you grow up, you put your Barbies aside and you do what? You deal with this goddamn man. That's the difference between a little girl and a grown woman. Little girl deals with Barbie. A grown-ass woman has a man. If you're a grown woman still dealing with being Barbie, looking like Barbie, having Barbie time with your girlfriends, going to the club like Barbie, then you have not grown up. Do you hear what I'm saying? They don't want to grow up. The whole feminist movement, a whole bunch of women that, a lot of them, some of them claiming they virgins, they lesbians, they don't want to have sex with men. You feel me? Sex is nasty. Grow the fuck up. In their mind, they still have that mentality. Sex is nasty. I don't want to be with no man. I ain't gonna deal with no man. I ain't doing that. Girl, I'll do it with you. Grow the fuck up. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't want to step up into the what I call the man's world. Because when you grow up, it's a man's world. Why is it a man's world? But you got to deal with man. And even to man, it is a woman's world. So I'm not saying that chauvinistically. You follow? To a man's world, it's a woman's world. Because we got to grow up and deal with woman. Right? And woman is a responsibility for us. That we have to deal with her emotions and what she's going through and all. We got to deal with that, right? When we grow up and become men. We can't escape this. It's a woman's world. Once you grow up and become a man, the more man you become, the more you realize it's a woman's world. Am I right? Because you're catering to her. You're trying to help her, make her feel comfortable, enlighten her, teach her, guide her, protect her. A lot of stuff you're doing is for her, for your offspring, right? It's her world to you, right? It's reality. Your progeny depends on that. Your future depends on that. How protected the black woman is, right? So we grow up to that, but we grow up faster to deal with it. Our women are not growing up as fast. They're growing up slower. There's a lot of areas we're not growing up in too. I'm going to get to those areas. We got to grow up. People that grow up can deal with and embrace and accept reality. The whole men thing, want to hang out with their boys. They don't want to protect their community, take official positions, you know what I'm saying? Become militant. They don't want to get stand in a real position. They still want to wear gym shoes, and they're not in gym class anymore. You know what I'm saying? They still want to hang out with their homies. They still on the block, right? Like they teenagers. It's a reality. Wife calling to find out where the hell is you at. Like your mama. You feel me? You don't want to grow up. Still trying to look and dress like we 16 years old. 60 years old. That says something. We don't want to what? Grow up. We still listen to music from our childhood because we still want to believe we're in our childhood. Because we don't want to deal with the responsibility of the world, of a changing world that we lived in. The world has changed. This is not the same world that you was in when you were 16 years old. Grown-ass men watching cartoons, smiling, eating out of a box of Captain Crunch with a wife beater on. Do you hear me? Stop. We still video gaming it, 70 years old, playing video games. The old white elders that we constantly talking, white men that we talking about, they the Illuminati making world changes. We video game masters at 70 years old. We still rapping. We don't want to grow up. Every issue that you find in our society is because we do not want to grow up. We are Peter Pan forever. We have the Peter Pan syndrome. We don't want to step in responsibility. We still want to kick it. We still want to party. We still want to live in a very childlike world as adults. So when we come to our people with militancy about black supremacy, they say, I don't want to do that. Y'all too serious. I don't want to be serious all the time. I want to play. I want to joke and laugh. Y'all too serious. Come on. We don't party. Y'all don't party. We grown the fuck up. We're grown. The most grownest thing you can do is take responsibility for your community. Why is nobody taking responsibility for our community? Because nobody's grown. Everybody want to party, joke, laugh, play, kick it, reminisce, act out their childhood days, pretend like they never grew up. Midlife crisis. We don't carry the badge or the reward of growing up. It doesn't mean nothing to us. We're scared to grow up. So as soon as we see we grow a little bit, we 35 years old, we still going to, let me look like, see if I can still look like I did when I was 16. Are you serious? You should be trying to look like a grown person. Just look at it. How the whole thing, we shave our face off because we intimidated by being a grown-ass man. We don't even want to see it. Damn, I'm grown. Goddamn, I'm a grown person. Cut my beard off. Anything that's gonna make me look like a grown, responsible person, I don't want to look at. I don't want to do it. Because if I look grown, somebody might ask me for some advice, or might expect me, or want some responsibility from me based on my age. They might want some wisdom from me. I can't do that. Let me. No. I'm a rapper. It's trashy. We don't want to grow up. A non-willingness to accept the facts is not wanting to grow up. When you don't want to deal with the grown people can deal with the facts. We don't want to deal with the facts. Women outnumber men. So the responsible men are clearly going to have more than one woman. That's not polygamy. That's the facts. But we still live in a childlike world where Barbie just had Ken. And I'm Barbie, and where's